Hello to all my dear friends of our 12 and 12 group, our 12 Talks in 12 Weeks. This is Becky Edwards of Purpose Driven Motherhood. I am so excited. It's time to start up again. We basically have taken about a 3-month break. We started back last spring, about 6 months ago, and we are ready to start again. This time we'll be doing 10 talks in 10 weeks. We'll go October 8th will be our first, my first Facebook Live where I will share my favorite takeaways from talk number 13. And then we'll go through December 10th, I believe it is. So we'll go 10 weeks. And then, leave the holidays for you and your family to be together. So I'm really excited. I invite you to re-watch or reread the pinned post because it has the instructions on how the group works. I actually need to go re-watch or reread that because I'm like, did I hashtag that right? Like, what do I do again? So I'm excited to tell you what Article 13 is, talk number 13. It is a plea to my sisters. I know that this is going to be backwards, but a plea to my sisters from President Russell M. Nelson. Powerful talk. It applies to men and women alike. It's just fantastic. And he quotes President Kimball, who gave a talk back in 1979, where he said, much of the major growth that is coming to the church in the last days will come because of many of the good women of the world will be drawn to the church in large numbers. This will happen to the degree that the women of the church reflect righteousness and, articulateness in their lives and to the degree that women of the church are seen as distinct and different in happy ways from the women of the world. And then President Nelson said, my sisters, the day that President Kimball foresaw is today. You are the women he foresaw. And I just love that. And so last week at the General Women's Meeting, or broadcast, whatever it's called, we got to hear from our new Relief Society presidency sister, Sharon. I adore her. Oh my gosh, she is a powerhouse. And I loved her talk. She basically used President Kimball's quote, that exact quote, for the entire text of her talk. She piece by piece did a chunk of her talk about each of those pieces of his quote. And I want to tell you that one of my favorite quotes is also in line with that, and it's also from President Kimball, where he said, remember, in the world before we came here, faithful women were given certain assignments, while faithful men were ordained to certain priesthood tasks. And you probably heard this in conference yesterday from Elder, I think Pingree, when he was talking about divine assignments. Oh, that talk I loved it, because that's what I'm all about, is we want to live our missions. We want to live our divine purpose. He said, while we do not now remember the particulars, this does not alter the glorious reality of what we once agreed to. You are accountable for those things which long ago were expected of you, just as those we sustain as prophets and apostles. Yes! So that's why I love this talk by President Nelson, A Plea to My Sisters. I'm going to put the link in the comments above this video. And like I did before, I went ahead and numbered the paragraphs because that makes it easier for you to comment on, like, oh my gosh, paragraph 14 said this and this, or it was my favorite because of this, or it reminded me of this other talk or this quote or whatever. And I invite you again to share whatever jumps out at you and enjoy the camaraderie and the sharing of this fantastic group. So we're going to leave the name the same, 12 Talks in 12 Weeks, but these next 10 weeks, it will actually be another 10 talks in 10 weeks. So we'll go again from October 8th. Is when I'll do my Facebook Live for talk 1, or actually 13. And then we'll go 10 talks total, and we'll end, I believe it's December 10th. I hope I have that right. Something like that, whatever the Sunday is. So I'll do a little Facebook Live each Sunday sharing my takeaways. And I hope you will share your takeaways in the meantime. And if you get behind, no stress. Just share your takeaways and hashtag whatever talk you're talking about, and we'll know what you mean. So, okay, go watch the pinned post again to remind yourself of what we're doing, how we work, and jump in and enjoy this article. Love you guys. Bye.